What is up, maniacs? Welcome back to another Twilight Masquerade TCG guide. This time we're going to be looking at Iron Leaves. Is it competitive? Is it collectible? Let's find out. Iron Leaves is not a particularly good Pokemon. It's only got 120 HP, which means if there are 2 Iron Leaves on your bench, Greninja EX is going to be able to snipe both of them and take 2 prizes. So ideally 130 HP would be better, because that is something we need to think about now in the meta. Its 2 attacks are not particularly great. Recovery Net allows you to recover 2 Pokemon from your discard pile and put them into your hand. Just play Super Rod or any trainer that allows you to recover Pokemon from your discard. You don't need to fill one of your Pokemon slots up with Iron Leaves to achieve that. Avenging Edge costs too much energy for too little damage, and you have to wait for your opponent to knock out one of your Pokemon before it can achieve its maximum damage, which is 160. And I'll show you ways that you can stack this further in a moment. But yeah, it's just not a great attack. It's too niche. It's not doing enough damage. If it was like doing extra 150 damage, then this would be really good. But it's not. That's not the case. And its avenging attack is not particularly avenging, it turns out. So retreat cost of 1 is its only saving grace. So you can retreat this for the cost of 1 energy, which allows you to pivot your board around a lot better. So it has one good thing going for it. Let's now take a look at some Pokemon that are going to synergize well with Iron Leaves. So obviously Iron Crown EX is the obvious one because it allows you to do an extra 20 damage for your future Pokemon. So you could stack your Avenging Edge attack if you've got a couple of Iron Crown on the bench. That Avenging attack is going to do an extra 40 damage, so 200 damage in total. So we're starting to bolster the amount of damage that it can achieve. You could also use Iron Jugulis. So obviously a Pokemon is going to be getting taken out. Why not make it Iron Jugulis? It puts an extra 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon, which means you're then effectively doing 230 damage now once you've stacked the Iron Crowns onto your bench as well. So you're hitting some lower HP V Pokemon and EXs. I'm not saying this is a particularly great strategy and it's not going to be meta defining, that's for sure. But these are just ways that you can increase the damage with that Avenging Edge attack. Let's now take a look at some of the trainer cards that are going to help you stack that damage. So Vitality Band is going to allow you to do 10 more damage. So you take that 230 up to 240 now. And again, you're starting to hit some more EXs that have 240 HP. You could look at Defiance Band, which puts you up to the 260 threshold, which is kind of like the mid area for EX Pokemon and some Vs. So 260 damage is respectable. It's still not quite hitting the high levels of some of the higher HP EXs and some of the V-Star Pokemon. You can also attach future booster energy capsules, which would allow you to pivot and also do an extra 20 damage, which is another option. Techno Radar will obviously be really useful here because it allows you to gather or get 2 of your Iron Leaves onto the bench, or maybe you want to bolster your attack damage so you can get a couple of Iron Crowns. So obviously this is good for future decks. Reboot Pod is another alternative A-Spec card. It allows you to attach basic energy from the discard pile to each of your future Pokemon. So if you've got a lot of energy in your discard and you've got a lot of future basic Pokemon on your bench, you can use this card and accelerate a lot of energy into the field. Double Turbo Energy is obviously going to be good here. Iron Leaves needs a single Grass energy and 2 colourless, so Double Turbo Energy definitely can synergize well with Iron Leaves. So what would we rank Iron Leaves? It's going to come as no surprise. We're going to be ranking this as a D tier Pokemon. Do not use, you're not going to see this in play. It's just not doing enough damage, and you can use Super Rods if you're wanting to use Recovery Net. So let us know down in the comments if you agree, and if there are any other cards that synergize well with Iron Leaves. It's going to help us improve, it's going to help other followers of the channel improve. And if this is the first time you're watching one of our videos, please consider following if you enjoyed the content. Also take a look at our other TCG guides. We're working our way through the Twilight Masquerade series currently. And with that said, that's me shuffling out again.